Good morning, everyone. I know I have been MIA, but it's been a necessary MIA. I've had a rather eventful summer, but not in the way that I would have hoped for it to be. Um, there's been a lot of death this summer, both indirectly close to me and close to me. And I'm going to be honest, y'all. I think sometimes we are very passive about grief and we are very um, passive about how we even address others that deal with grief. Like we issue our condolences, and for the most part, we move on with our life until it finds itself at your doorstep and you are confronted with the reality that grief is no joke. It is um, debilitating at times, and it also causes you to really reevaluate life. And I think for me, it just came at a time where I was reevaluating everything, especially with quitting reality, not necessarily quitting reality TV, because I don't like to say that because I feel like reality TV stars lie all the time. I'm done with reality TV. And then you'll see them on something else that's not as tumultuous or crazy, maybe from the show that they came from. So I don't want to say I quit reality TV, but I did quit my show. And the reality is that it was very toxic. It was very nasty. It was very negative. I don't hate my castmates. It's just honestly people that I would never really be in relationship with in real life. We just all lead very different lives. And I had to get back to the core of who I was. I'm very grateful for the opportunity because I do feel like in some ways it expanded my audience. In some ways, y'all, it really didn't do a dang thing. I think I honestly would have continued to grow regardless. It just expanded my visibility to people who may have never known about me. Um, and that's fine. I feel like you grow and you expand at your own pace in your own time. I feel like there are YouTubers who are more well known than me, and I was on a national TV platform. That says a lot. So it's not really about the show, but more so about um, kind of the experiences that I gained and the lessons that I learned. And I always kind of fall back on. I did the Ooh Ladies panel, and I think one of the most profound realizations I came to going through my experience with reality TV is that I never needed reality TV. And I said to them, I said, the funny part is that I wouldn't have known that without going through reality TV. It's just an added pressure that you don't need as a human being. I don't even think God condones this mess. People can pretend to be believers all they want to and attach themselves to this type of foolishness. But at the end of the day, for those that truly try to serve God with their whole heart and their whole mind and their actions and their lives, this is just not something you really want to be associated with, because anything that distorts your reality for the sake of entertainment, there's no God in that. And I will take that to my grave. The more that I'm outside of it, the more I find that it's all contrived BS. People that are a part of it, y'all, lead fake lives. That's what they do. Um, I think people do their best to try to navigate and balance it, but everything is for a click of view, um, a sale, an opportunity. It's a very give and get type of world. And you sell people these personas and these platforms on a golden platter that oftentimes sets a lot of these reality stars up for failure, because they all get swollen egos, they get the big head. Well, a lot of them do. And then you see them crash and burn at some point, and it's like, what happened to them? I don't believe any human being was meant to be in these types of positions. And it's sad that people have found a way to manipulate and monetize. Because we know at the top of this whole reality TV game are puppet masters who obviously manipulate people's lives for entertainment and ultimately for ratings that feed their wallets and their pockets. And people who are gullible enough to fall for the trap. Thankfully, I woke up and smelled the Folgers before it was too doggone late. Because what I just saw, and it doesn't matter if you get a good edit or not, that's what I'm learning. Your time is coming. You don't ever maintain a reality TV presence without getting your share of dirt. And if that's the life you want to live, cool. God is not in it though. And I think that's the reality that I've come to, not salacious reality TV. I think there are some positive ones that do great work. You have, your HGTVs and your Food Networks that focus solely on um, the artist and their creativity, or even just really the positivity and the ups and downs of family. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but not this kind. And I think we as Black people have missed the mark when it comes to reality TV. Um, it's interesting to see who's running these operations because a lot of them, at the end of the day, it's feeding their ego, it's feeding their wallets, and it's on the back of their brothers and sisters, which is sad. And those of us who buy into the idea of it all because we're in pursuit of some platform or fame or celebrity or recognition, I would love to fast forward 20, 30 years and see what a lot of these people are doing, how a lot of these people fare. People are dying left and right. Um, with the passing of Kiki, which honestly, y'all, her passing was sobering for me because again, these people go right back to doing what they do. They mourn, they grieve you for 2 seconds, and they go right back to doing what they do. They go right back into um, the hamster wheel of foolishness. And I didn't realize until I stepped away from it how much trauma I had from it, how much I had endured during my time. And it's one of those things where sometimes I look at it and I often wonder, like, why do these people hate me so much? Um, why did these people want to have me portrayed in such a negative light? Like, why was that okay? And the more I thought about it, it was like, Winter, it really had nothing to do with you. You were just the opportunity that they saw, and it was easy to latch onto you because everyone else was trying to protect themselves and protect their mess. And so it ultimately became a situation where I had to forgive and move on. Um, Obviously, it doesn't mean anything about legal situations. That's just going to be what it's going to be. But I think on the side of it, it's one of those situations where it's like it's a people say the entertainment industry is a dog eat dog world. It is. People are out for themselves. People are conniving. They're manipulative. And everyone has an angle. And I think to the best of your ability, you try to maneuver that world. But if it's not the world that you're meant to be in, there's nothing you can do. And I think the realization I came to was just, this is not my world. I believe God had for me to experience it. It served its purpose. But now, as I move into building and creating other things, and honestly, going back to some of the things I was already into, um, I enjoy it much more. Some of the people that claim to be friends but just wanted to be adjacent to the spotlight have fallen off. I am left with a group of friends that have always been there, even before I got on reality TV. And it's like, wow, as my platform continues to grow and expand, and y'all, I'm talking about, I sat in a room, well, a virtual room yesterday with a group of people where I was the only woman and I was the only African American woman. And I was in a room, four of us all being interviewed. One was a biochemist, two doctors. One was a chemist, one was a clinical psychologist. The other one was a nationally known motivational speaker. I am one of four of these people being interviewed. And I'm like, I'm sitting in the room with real people making real changes and movements in this world and are writing books and things like that that are going to change the scope of healthcare and the way that some illnesses are treated. I'm in the room with people who are experts in their field of human psychology and working with federal prisons, and I'm like, God, this is what you have for me. And it was, I don't know, y'all. I think the more I get away from this story, and one day it'll just be a page in the book, right? This reality TV thing will just be something I did. I will have to intentionally go out of my way to remind people that at some point I was in reality TV, right? Which I don't honestly care to address. It's funny because sometimes when I'm with people who know, they will say it for me. I don't introduce myself that way, nor do I care to be introduced that way. It's funny to see some people hold this up as a badge of honor. It is not. Um, the things you do outside of this are what matters. I think people are trying to scramble and find causes and things to make up the difference that reality TV does not give you, but it has to come from the inside. Like I said, it'll be interesting to see 10, 20, 30 years from now what a lot of this amounts to. And I have a stinking suspicion it won't amount to very much. A lot of these people will be non-factors, and this is what happens when you build your house on sand. I think the loss that I've experienced has just really had me take a step back and reassess what's important in my life, reassess the people that are important in my life, really focus on what's important, um, really kind of get to the core of what's next and what I want to do next. I have so many amazing things in the works. Just reaching out to my network, honestly, and I realized my network is not the DMV. I live here. There are some great connects here, but this is not my network, if that makes sense. Um, my network is actually much larger than I thought. And it wasn't until I went through, I'm going to age myself by saying this, but went through my Rolodex. We don't even have Rolodexes anymore. And I was like, girl, what is we doing? I think sometimes we get caught up in this small world, and then you talk to other people who are caught up in this small world, and the DMV is a small world, y'all. And it's like, y'all ain't really even doing nothing for real. But I reached out to my network, and I was like, people are actually living. They may not have huge platforms online, y'all. They may not be caught up talking about what's going on in reality TV, but they are living and they're enjoying life, and it's not chaotic. But for those of us that are meant to make a true impact in the world, you got to get out there and embrace it. You got to get away from the things that don't serve you, never served you, will not serve you in any capacity. Get away from the people that are small thinking and small minded. I literally watch different castmates and um, or cast members try to saddle up to celebrities and get in certain rooms and maneuver their way into certain opportunities. And it's like, y'all, that's so whack. Find your rhythm, find your thing. And I'm a true believer that your gifts will make room for you. And that's what I'm finding is happening as I get away from what is not for me and the rooms that aren't for me and the people that aren't for me. And I believe one of these days, when God does what he does, people are going to look up and be like, wow, look at Winter. Winter done left all this stuff behind and she is gone by her business and thrive. You better believe it because that's the God I serve. But I feel like this time has been precious for me because it's allowed for me to go through the process of healing. I did not realize how much trauma this experience created in my life. Y'all, I was just like, it's the lying, it's the fabrication, it's the negativity, it's the toxicity. It's still going to be toxic. Don't get it twisted. Don't, I believe probably in my absence, they got to figure out a story to spin in my absence. I really pray they just act like I don't exist anymore, but we know that they not gonna allow that to happen if this stupid show come back. Um, and they're gonna have to spin a narrative, and I'm gonna be we're gonna let God do what he does. Um, and I believe that justice will be served. But I believe they're going to try to spin the narrative of, oh, the toxicity's gone now that Winter's gone. Winter never had any pull with the toxicity. It was messy before I got there. It was going to be messy afterwards. Just hold on to your wigs. And then everybody's gonna be like, well, who y'all gonna blame now? It's still a mess. It's still very much a mess, y'all. I no matter, like I said, no matter what's being contrived or forced, these people are not okay and they're not friends. They don't hang out. They're being forced to do it for the sake of trying to rekindle the show, reignite the interest in the show. But people are not okay. They're not friends. They're not hanging. None of us hang, with the exception of the people that you see hanging. Um, Ashley and I are still cool for the naysayers that felt like she was using me. What do y'all do with y'all's theories once y'all realize they're not true? I often wonder. Sometimes the petty in me want to be like, "Where's that ninja that said she was using me?" And they realize, oh, they really were cool. Where y'all at? I don't care. Anyway, yes, we still are cool. We actually just hung out. What was that? The week before last? Yeah, me, Ash, and another friend of ours all hung out and had some girl time because it'd been a while. Everyone knows I don't, unless we super cool, I don't hang out with the DMV circle anymore. It's just not my target audience. A lot of people are older, and this area is also very cliquish. But I also my goal is to aim higher. And a lot of the people that I know are actually in higher positions and kind of in a lot of ways would be the people that this area seeks to connect with or they report to in some capacity. Um, but there's a whole world outside of this media and entertainment world that is a lot less tumultuous, a lot less headache, and a lot less trauma. And that's really what I've been focused on. I will get back to creating content again. For those that have hung in there, thank you for your patience with me. I really just had to take what I call a holy pause. I've been working on really like getting things in place for a few different things I'm working on. Um, y'all, building businesses is hard freaking work. One day this will all pay off and be a very lucrative situation, but yeah, the legalities, the paperwork, the applications, your girl has been swamped. I'm not even kidding. That right there has really had me in a chokehold. Um, but all things work together. I think one of the biggest lessons that I've learned, and I actually put in the title, "You are not what they think," is just that. You are not what these people think about you. I realized that none of my cast knew me. Anything that they think about me is through the perception of reality TV and lies. It's point blank in a period. Lies that y'all know prompted my exit was a major lie that was defamation against me. And I'm not changing my story still for those that are curious. But you are not what they think. And you have to believe who you are and what you are, no matter what, at all costs. Like you have to believe who you are and who God created you to be. Because if you don't, what people think you are will begin to overtake you and you'll find yourself battling against an untrue narrative. And it's exhausting. I made a decision to stop battling whatever people thought. I really don't care. Y'all think what y'all think. Oh, winter messy. Okay, whatever. Think what you think. One day you'll look up and then the people who thought what they thought. Y'all, I recently had a powerful experience where a young lady came to one of my events, pulled me to the side. She said, "Do you mind if we have a conversation?" I I said, sure. She said, I owe you an apology. She said, I sat here and I watched how you moved about the room and how you ran your event and how you greeted people and treated people. And she said, I felt convicted. I'm not even going to kid you. She's like, I'm not even going to kid you. I felt convicted. She said, because I didn't know who you were and I didn't know who you are. And she said, it was an eye-opening experience for me. She said, I apologize. She said, I only know you through the show. And the way that they painted you, I just would have never thought you were this person. And seeing you in action today, she said, I seriously was convicted. And I wanted to come to you before I left today and just apologize for judging you off of what I saw. Because she said, it's not you at all. And she said, I'm so sorry about that. And I was like, wow. I mean, I thanked her and I appreciated, because most people ain't going to have the balls to do that. Okay. Most people are not. I'll forever, I don't get into all the content creator beef, y'all. I like who I like, whether people like them or not. And I may like people who don't like each other. That's possible. But I will tell y'all, Tea Talk with your girl will always have my respect. She was one of the content creators that judged me very harshly when she watched the show. And fine, the show is going to do that. But she slid in my DMs and apologized to me. We've been cool ever since. But everybody ain't going to have the balls to do stuff like that. They just ain't. They going to sit here and be prideful and in their ego. And okay. That's fine. But we are not what these people think a lot of times. And a lot of times, the very people that y'all think are so chummy and amazing are the nastiest ones. They're really the liars and the pretenders and the manipulators. I hate to break it to y'all. A lot of the people y'all think are super nice and, oh my gosh, they're so amazing. A lot of these people are devils in disguise. And I believe that this is the year, in 2025 will continue to be some years of exposure. And I believe a lot of y'all are going to have some hurt feelings down the road when you realize that a lot of these people you have put on a pedestal, a lot of these people you have put your faith and trust in are just humans. And some of them are some nasty humans that do nasty things behind closed doors. And it ain't going to be because I said it. I'm telling y'all, whatever's done in the dark is absolutely going to come to the light in the most inconspicuous ways a lot of times. It's just what it is. Hate to break it to you, but it's the truth. All that to say, I am grateful for this time. I feel like I'm being transformed into a greater version of myself, and that period is definitely uncomfortable, but it is necessary. And so from that perspective, I will see you guys soon. I may be inspired to do these every now and then until I'm back consistent. Like I said, bear with me. I will try to post things in my community, motivational posts. If you're not a part of the Grow Her Society, I would encourage you to become connected to that community. Everything growing to 300. If you're still interested in being one of the 300, you can send me an email at admin@winterwomanland.com. We are still building the lists for that community. And nothing's went out yet, so you haven't missed a thing. A lot of things have been put on pause because of just the time that I'm taking to really process my grief. Losing my friend Shonda was very, I don't know why it hit me so hard. It just did. I'll tell that story another day. And then my stylist lost her daughter. And that's been very tough to see her go through. And we're very close. So it's just been a lot, y'all. It's been a lot. And your girl is taking a knee. But I'll be back soon. And definitely on my weight loss journey again. You guys know that I suffer from 2 autoimmune disorders and had to be put on steroids after all of the stress of dealing with reality TV, which sucked because I was snatched, y'all. I had done so good on my weight loss, but steroids blows you up like a pumpkin, and that's just where I've been. So I am On my journey, I've decided to go back plant-based to really get off some of the medication that they have me on. There's a cardinal outside my house. Hmm. Um, sorry, y'all, got distracted. Um, anyway, so decided to go back plant-based so I can get off some of this medication, but steroids just makes you fat. And I've gained all of my weight back and I hate it so much. So I'm working on my weight. Finally got off my steroid treatment. Um, Feeling much better, but a lot of it was just having to get away from this environment and these people. And I don't regret it. I really don't regret it. It will probably single-handedly be one of the most important decisions that I've made in my life was to walk away from this kind of reality TV. And I'll be grateful for it sooner rather than later. Um, and there's going to be some other people that wish they had it as well sooner rather than later. I don't believe that I have to suffer through for the sake of nothing. Nobody's pockets are getting padded, but the people that are running this stuff. Um, and that's just the truth of it. And if you don't have some sort of executive producer credit, you're screwed. Because this money runs out. It doesn't last long. And a lot of this celebrity driven opportunities is short lived. That's why they call it 3 minutes of fame, 2 seconds of fame. It don't last long. And you better build your house on something concrete that lasts. My hope is built on nothing less, and my hope is in Christ. He is my solid rock. He is my foundation. And I've never gotten away from that. God has kept me through this experience, truly kept me. And he's blessed me. So I'm really excited about all the things that are happening. Entertaining a lot of new opportunities, and it's good, y'all. You guys are going along on the journey. That's really what it's about. Yes, I'm still with my boo. We're doing well. I can't believe it's been like we're going on almost 2 years. I don't even know. I don't know where the time went, y'all. The time went by quick. Time is moving. And I think that's the other thing. Time is such a precious commodity. Tomorrow's not promised, y'all. Losing my friend unexpectedly like that hit me like a ton of bricks. And she was on my mind to talk to that week that she passed. And I did get around to it. Y'all, tomorrow's not promised. A lot of these reality stars that we talk about could be here today and gone tomorrow. That's how quickly life is happening. It's wild to me how we're seeing so many reality TV stars lose people very close to them. But how much longer before we start actually losing some of these reality stars? Y'all, tomorrow's not promised. I don't think we understand that that's the one thing we can't control. And yet we sit here and we bask in foolishness. Life is just so much more important than that. And I think that's what I realized. Live each day to the fullest. Live out your dreams. Don't put off for tomorrow what you can do today. I'm working with a company out of Spain. I'm actually leading their US efforts. And it's just like, God, how do I get these types of opportunities? I don't know. I'm just so grateful that he opens up so many doors. I will say I've decided to open back up my coaching again. I'm going to tell you now, it's not cheap, but it's worth it. If you need someone to hold you accountable, walk through with you during a transition, if you are really just needing a sound ear and you're needing someone who has walked through some fires in their life, if you need help with some goal setting, redirection, someone that believes in the power of prayer, I don't play by my prayer now, then I would encourage you to go to my link. I'll leave it in the link if you're needing a support coach, a transition coach. Sign up for it. It'll be the best money you've spent all year. I promise you that. I'm not taking on a lot of clients. In fact, I refuse to take on more than just a few. So if you're one of the few that want to take one of the spots that I've recently opened up, I just offboarded clients that I was working with. So I have a few slots that have opened up. So if you're interested in that, I'll include the link below. If you're interested in signing up for one of my courses, the link for that is all included. So once I put that one link, it's Grow Her Society. You can sign up for support coaching, transition coaching. You can buy a course. You can buy an ebook. I have a lot of great ebooks I've released. Y'all, I have so many books in my heart. That's the other thing. I went back to writing. I have so many books in my heart. I'm so serious. And some guy said this to me. He was like, you're going to have so many books to your credit. I thought he was crazy then because I didn't even have one. He was right. So many books in me, so many things I want to write and talk about. And my main thing is just encouraging women after 40 because sometimes we think our life is over and we've missed our time and we missed our window. But I feel like my best days are ahead of me. I'm not even kidding. Um, and that's just the reality. If you would like to book me, excuse me, to be a part of your event, feel free to go to winwithwinter.com, book me to be part of your event. That's speaking, a panel, a workshop presenter, whatever that may be. And if you would like to support the channel, you can do so by hitting up the Cash App. Maybe you want to buy me a cup of coffee. Maybe you say, Winter, I want to contribute to any equipment or subscription that you use to keep this YouTube channel going. You can do that by going to my Venmo. It's I'm Simply Winter, or my Cash App. It's just $Winter Harris. Bless the Cash App if you'd like. If anything you that resonated with you today, I want to hear from you in the comments below. Don't forget to share the video to someone who may need to hear it. If you are in a season of healing and rebuilding and reinventing yourself, I'm in the trenches with you. I see you. I love you. I support you. You will make it through this. Remember, you are not what they think. Your best days are ahead. God has so much ahead for us that I do believe to the core of who I am. And it takes for us to get out there and live and stop hiding in the shadows. I realize that I'm guilty of hiding a lot and I don't showcase a lot of what I have to offer because I don't want people to think. Doesn't matter what people think. They're going to think what they think regardless. You might as well just be and do you, right? And that's what I'm embracing in this season of my life. So yes, I'm excited. I'll be back soon. And I love you guys. Have a great, great day. Bye.